Hello, it's Jamie J. I am the CEO and founder of Bottleneck Virtual Assistants, but we're not here to talk about me today. We're not here to talk about our wonderful company where you can hire a dedicated distant assistant for your very own to alleviate the overwhelm and the pain in your business. Shameless plug. We're here to help you stop the bottleneck in your business. And we're so stoked to have Bethany Michaels join us today to talk about some unbelievable strategies you can use, even though we've gone through some pretty challenging times with COVID. As of the date of this live event, we're about 3 months into this. So stay tuned, because in about 38 seconds, we're going to go ahead and introduce you to Bethany. So this is going to be action-packed. All right, welcome to Live with Bottleneck. My name is Jamie J. I'm the CEO and founder of Bottleneck Virtual Assistants. But as you know, that is not why you're here today. Today, you're here to learn different ways about how to stop the bottleneck in your business. And we're going to be talking with Bethany Michaels. We're going to be talking about business owners who are confused, worried, stuck. Does that sound familiar? Is that a place that you're in right now? No worries, because Bethany's going to talk to you about how to rebuild business from the ashes and light a creative fire. Now, why are we talking with Bethany? We're talking with Bethany because she is a content curator, and I'm not joking. She has such a unique way of delivering messages that just resonate. They're unbelievable. She's a social media saint and a creative designer for people who have a vision and want to bring it to life. Bethany caters to clients across the world with a heart for her current residents, the beautiful Orange County, California. And if you're not familiar with me, I actually lived in the beautiful town of Huntington Beach, California, where, believe it or not, my PE class in high school was surfing. It was surfing. It was pretty awesome. Without any further ado, please allow me to bring in and introduce you to the one and only Bethany Michaels. How are you, Bethany?
Hi, great, Jamie. How are you?
I'm so stoked that you're here. I am super happy because we've known each other for quite some time, and every time I talk to you, I leave with a smile. I could come to you in tears and just leave jumping up and down. You're just a pleasure to be around.
Thanks, Jamie. So are you. I feel the same way. You've been so awesome.
Well, I wonder, before we jump into this and start our conversation, I wonder if maybe you could tell us a little bit more about who Bethany is and what you're up to, what you do.
Yeah, so as Jamie said, my name is Bethany. I'm not originally from Southern California, but like Jamie, I lived in Huntington Beach as well. I'm now in Northern Orange County, but as he said, I am the CEO of Content Social Media Queen. I started my business in about 2016, where I just saw a need in the market. I saw that people needed to really tell their stories, and that's kind of the essence behind my business. Is it's not really about what you do, it's why are you doing what you're doing, and then I'm bringing that to life through social media, strategy, blogging, email marketing. So that's what my business specializes in, and I love working with small businesses, individuals, bigger corporations. Really, everyone and anyone has a story to tell. So that's what we do.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for stopping by. I think this is a pretty important aspect of anybody's business, right? You got to get out there. You got to get your message out there. And there's so much noise in the world. How do you differentiate yourself? One thing before I ask you my first question, Bethany, if there's anybody listening, whether or watching this live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, please feel free. Don't lurk. It's okay. Bethany's a very nice person. Ask your questions because she knows.
We want to interact with you.
Yes, exactly. And just let us know what your questions are, and we'll be sure to answer them here either live. If you're watching this in the Evergreen environment, if it's already been and it's a replay, still ask a question and I'll forward that off to Bethany. If I can't answer it myself, I will do my best, but we got to rely on the experts here. So I want to first jump in. Let me see. We have Grazia and Garcia. She says hello to the both of you.
Hello.
And who do we have here? We have Mark Sander Wolf. Hey, Jay, just stopped by, just hopped on the live. Fantastic. Mark, you're going to love Bethany. She's amazing.
Hey, Mark.
So my first question to you, Bethany, is what is it? What is it that, people are kind of, you say kind of, they're kind of stuck. You want to make some, creative light, start another creative light, like a fire out of the ashes, because maybe the ashes are burned down. We're overwhelmed. What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, quite literally, I don't want to bring any politics or anything into this conversation, but some people's businesses have literally burned down in this current state. There is so much chaos that has been rising because of the world right now. And I think that it's really kind of refining us like this fire, and it's exposing things in our business that maybe the procedures and protocols weren't the best. Maybe there's things that you're realizing that weren't running well. And because of COVID and all these things that we've had to do to change the structure of our business to serve our clients, I guess that's kind of what I mean by that. And I know that there's been certain businesses that are more affected than other businesses. But I really did want to talk about and ask people that are listening in too, what are the struggles that you're having? And I think there has to be this creativity to refine your business and change your practices if it's not working anymore. If you're a physical space, there's so many different things that you've had to do to change to make sure you're serving your clients. So I hope that makes sense, my answer.
100%. And I have a million questions for you. So I'm going to start off by asking the first question. Okay. One of our biggest challenges here, and as I'm sure is with many people, is figuring out who we're talking to. Oftentimes we just put stuff out just to put stuff out.
Yeah.
And we're wondering why isn't this resonating? Why aren't we getting anybody interested in this?
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
So a lot of my clients come to me and they're either just starting out or maybe they're an established business. It doesn't matter either way. They're struggling because they're like, I don't have a following. I don't have an audience. I'm not having people engage with me. Yes, it's a very, very saturated market right now, but there are ways to break through, and it's really about thinking outside the box. It's about creating a movement or something that is super unique to your brand or your vision, like creating a music video and coming up with some weird little motto that represents your business. It's really right now about social media is just a means of sharing who you are. Posting regularly is great, but if you're not telling a story or showing who you are or doing something that's going to resonate with your audience, then it's really going to fall on deaf ears. It doesn't matter how many followers you have. It's about how many people that are your followers are engaging with you. So you have to kind of backtrack and think of the person that you're targeting and create creative content. It has to be a little bit more strategic. Ty mentioned Mark Sandoff, he says it's a really good time to reflect, refine, and revise. Absolutely.
And Mark, I couldn't agree with you more. We are refining and revising like crazy suckers right now. As a matter of fact, we're looking to hire Bethany because there's so much that we want to do, because we want to do the best we can for our clients and for the people that don't know about us yet. And she's absolutely right in telling us a story. And mention, that's Rachel. She says, hi, Bethany.
Oh, hi, Rachel.
Well, you know what's really, really cool about this is I see so many people put focus on numbers, downloads, subscribers, followers.
Yeah.
And we don't have a lot of followers, but we're very proud to say that we have eclipsed 7 figures.
Yeah.
And the reason why I think part of that was the way that it was is because we didn't focus on numbers. We focused on the people that we were talking to. But our biggest challenge right now, and let me see, Tawny Dixon says, hi, friend.
I love Tawny. She does graphic design for me a lot as well, and she's an amazing creative woman. So
that's fantastic. Well, if you have any questions, please ask away, because I have a big question. Here's one of my, and
hi,
let me see.
I love
Jackie says, hi, Betty.
Wizard. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. That's what this is all about. It's all about interaction. And basically what my goal or my objective for this whole conversation is for you to kind of share some of that wisdom, and maybe we can walk away with a couple ideas and focus on something that we should be doing, after this conversation. One of the conversations you mentioned, are you telling a story? Can you dive into that a little bit? Because a lot of people think they are telling a story, and they may not be.
Yeah. Okay. So, like you said, it's less about your amount of followers. It's less about a certain platform that you're on. Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? It's less about that and more about using those as a final destination. So whether you're creating a video on your TikTok or you're using your Instagram, it's more about, like I said, it does take a little bit more time and strategy. Anyone can get on their phone and post a cute photo of their new summer dress that they bought. Hi, Raina. But what is it about, whether it's, and I know a lot of businesses are very professional, and I'm really about challenging that and kind of breaking that wall down, because yes, I understand certain industries do need to be extremely professional, but there needs to be that, like, a little bit, a peek behind the curtain and show the culture of what's behind it. And I find that those businesses, or anyone who's willing to put themselves out there a little bit more, is like Instagram and Facebook and all these things, they are social platforms. You buy from people that you trust. You do things with people that you love. So the social platform is just a means to share that. So when I say a story, it requires more strategy. You might, like, I was actually talking to Jackie this morning. She's a marketing guru as well. She's really smart. We were talking about, just even like writing a song together about our struggles right now, and then sharing that on my I'd be happy to share that on my business social media. So you have to kind of determine what you're comfortable with sharing, but why not showcase someone in your business, a staff member who is going through something, or who can help someone with something valuable, or who can spark a conversation about whether a struggle, a milestone, thinking of anything that's going to resonate with people, and then sharing those stories. It's really about stories.
I love that. I absolutely love it. I think there is B2B and B2C, but I think pretty much it's all B2C, because whoever it is in any business to business transaction,
there's people behind it, right? Like
there's a person there, right? And they have emotions. And I always say people buy for two reasons, one of two reasons: scarcity or emotion. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And whether you're happy, whether you're experiencing a pain that somebody can fix for you, or whether someone's story resonates with you that aligns with a similar belief system, that's why I love storytelling. But to be honest, I am terrible. I suck at it. I just am terrible at it. And that's why it's so neat to have someone like you come in, because you can listen to somebody.
I want to say something though, Jamie. You're not terrible at it. It's just that you need someone to capture it. You're great at it. I remember talking to you, and you're amazing at it. It's just that you don't have that eye or that thought of, like, how do I capture that? So it's kind of bringing in that other party, I guess, right?
Exactly. Like, if I see a beautiful piece of art, I'm like, that's gorgeous. There's no way I could ever think or do that, right? Like, but you see it and you're like, wow, that's beautiful. And I think our company, when I say our company, I'm talking about all of us as business owners, our company, we need to be able to represent the way we feel, either in writing, copywriting, imagery, video. It just needs to come across. And that's not an easy thing to do.
It's true. And I will say, I don't want to monopolize and take over the conversation, but one thing I will say is a huge problem is the lack of time that people have, right? Like you might have all these visions and all these ideas, but then it's like, I just never have time to implement it because I'm constantly doing CEO top level things, which is why I love you guys. I'm just going to do a shameless plug for you because it's so helpful to outsource creative things and those types of things for people that do have that eye. And it's really important that you're valuing that in your business. And I really do think it's important to put some advertising dollars towards like outsourcing to people that are highly efficient and creative in the areas that you're not able to give the time to. Ultimately, you're the CEO behind everything. You're the one with a vision, but you really need to, you need to invest in someone to bring that to life if you don't have the time to, because ultimately it's still going to be a return on investment. It's going to pay off, you know? So,
yeah. I agree. And on top of that, and this is the very reason you're here. Yeah. I think so many of our listeners, so many people that are going to see this, if they're having challenges getting the word out or differentiating themselves, they need to talk to you. Like they need to call Bethany and say, hey, Bethany, this is my challenge, so that you can take it and focus on that for them. Yeah. If I have a designer within my organization, not if, I do, and the designers, I don't get in their way. I say, hey, we need to design here. They're going to design it. I'm not a good graphic designer. They're artists. Exactly. Right? Much in the same way that if we build a website, I'm not going to build a website. My developers will do the website, or our developers will do the website, because that's what they do. Just like what you do is you know how to extract that information to tell a story in an extremely engaging and beautiful way.
Thank you. Yeah.
And that's the toughest thing. So when a lot of people are struggling right now, I'm doubling down on all of my efforts for outreach, for engagement, to let more people know about me. I want to spend whatever it is that we can spend right now in that budget, because so many people are pulling back right now. Yeah. They're so afraid of what's happening. Yeah. And I think out of these ashes, like you said, creating that beautiful fire, that this is the time you need to jump on this stuff. Totally. And so what are some of the things that we can do? You mentioned earlier, whether you go on TikTok or Facebook or LinkedIn or something, can you kind of help answer some of those questions that so many people have? Where should I go?
Yeah.
What platform should I be on?
I just want to say thank you to Michelle's nice comment. So there are some practical things that
Michelle Meyers. Michelle Meyers, by the way, you got to meet Michelle Meyers. She is absolutely a firecracker. She's amazing. And she is the owner of a company called pinkcollars.com. Okay. And she also has Fight Club, which is a women kind of a Facebook group that they all talk all business and stuff. She's fantastic.
That's awesome. I would love, Michelle, we're going to have to connect. I would love to. That sounds awesome. So I kind of want to bring up the fact that, Jamie, I think both you and I are mostly online-based businesses, and I don't have a physical space. So I know that it's different challenges for both of us right now in this time. So if you are a physical business, there are some practical things that you can do, and you can outsource this. You obviously... So I had a friend who shared a story, and I've experienced this myself too, with restaurants. When I am not clear on your protocols and how to order out and what you're doing for your dining, I'd rather just go home and cook up some eggs. I don't want to. I would way rather go out and order out, but if it's going to be a hassle. So right now it's really important. I wrote down, silence is not golden right now. You need to be loud. You need to be communicating on your social media, in your stories, explaining what are you doing differently right now? What are your new protocols? How do people, is there an ease for your clients? You really need to put yourself in the buyer's shoes. You need to make sure that it's seamless and easy for them. I was talking to Jackie this morning, and she said that she went to this restaurant. They really wanted to order out, and it took them an hour to just figure it out. And they're by the time they were so hungry, they just decided to go across the street to somewhere small and easy. So, it's very, very important to be very clear right now. And I also wanted to make a note of the difference between anticipation and fear. Where a lot of us are living in fear right now, and we're like paralyzed. And it's really important for us to be flexible and anticipate. We might be shut down again in a week. We really don't know. You need to start thinking long term, you guys. If you're a physical space, you're going to have to change your ways probably for the long term, and maybe start thinking about doing workshops outside or like different things in different industries. It's gonna differ, but really thinking long term and anticipating, because right now we're kind of just reacting. We need to start being proactive and really thinking long term.
I love that. I think there's a huge difference in reacting versus responding.
Responding,
responding is like, okay, someone just said something, let me take a deep breath and I'll respond instead of just like cutting me off and saying react. You know, like there's that knee-jerk reaction that isn't necessarily good. So what we've done over this past couple months is we're launching a brand new website. We're launching a new client onboarding portal. We're launching new talent sourcing matching software. We're launching all of this new stuff that we were able to do because the business slowed.
Yes.
But we knew it was going to come back, and we want to be one of those people that are coming back. So you're right. I agree with you totally. We need to be loud, but we need to be loud and entertaining. What do you call it? Edutainment.
And in another vein, we also need to listen. We need to listen. We need to ask questions. You can use your Instagram stories and start aggregating your data from your audience and seeing, you know, what are they looking for? What do they need? What are they upset about? It's okay to have people that are upset. It's better to understand and know your audience and what their needs are, and then make adjustments based off of that. If you're just, you know, kind of mechanically making adjustments in hopes that it's going to, you know, resonate or be effective, that's not going to work. You really need to understand what their frustrations are and then quickly fix that.
I love it. Listen, that was my word of the year last year. And it's listen intentfully and soulfully to engage notably. And I think it's so important to be able to do that. We have 2 ears, 1 mouth, all that stuff, but it's really important to listen. And as a matter, what we did is we created surveys. We took that information and took that to heart, because we learned some harsh information. We got some harsh feedback, but it was honest.
Yeah.
And what I did is I actually wrote an email to our list.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm so embarrassed. That was the subject line. And I sent out the email with all of the things that we got negative feedback on. And then below that, I did all of the things that we're doing to fix that.
That's amazing. And that is the mark of a mature and business that's going to survive, you know, because what worked 10 minutes ago or 10 months ago is not always going to work. So it's really important to adjust and listen and ask. And I think that's amazing. And so awesome that you did that.
Well, thank you. You know what one of the coolest things is about you have such a unique way, like the way that I've seen your social media come, like it'll have this cursive writing, and it's just really neat. It's unique, right? It's different. It's Bethany.
Yeah.
And so many people are striving to find that little unique thing. Like Gary Vee does that. You know, these top influencers, they have this little unique twist that they do. How do people find their voice, and what would you recommend that they do to kind of make them not better, but different?
Different. Yeah, I think that's a great point. Is you know, we've heard it said in classrooms and everywhere, but you know, we are all unique, and to some extent, nothing is ever new under the sun. I think that's like a Bible verse, and something that I think is true. We're all kind of regurgitating. We're all part of this bigger picture, this collective thought, you know? So we are all influencing each other. I mean, I've seen cursive writing and I like that. So it's not like it's necessarily new. I've just kind of made it my own. So you can maybe just kind of brainstorm and write down, or start. I guess I would just say, start practicing. Just take the leap. If you see something that you like, how can you make a spin on it to make it your own? Maybe it's different, a different font, or just start playing with there's different apps out there. So I've kind of created my own little look based off of some different apps that I use. So I think it's really about ease as well. What's gonna feel good to you, and you don't have to worry about what Joe Schmo is doing over there. Pick your favorite colors. Pick your favorite fonts. Like, what is it about you? And then kind of incorporate that in your social media and your story. We can be inspired by other people, but I hope that helps. But, you know, just
oh my gosh, yeah,
that really resonates with you.
I love it. I love it because after all, it's your brand, it's your company, and you have to. When I say, I shouldn't say you. I feel that if I'm going to be pushing something out there, promoting something or sharing something, that I want this to resonate with people that are like-minded, share a similar core belief system as I do, because that's the people that I'm really going to relate to. Right?
I want to give you a practical tool really quick though. For like my cursive writing and stuff, it is all my handwriting. And I mean, it just comes really natural to me, so that might not come natural to you. But if you do like creating your own art, there's an app that I use called Paper. It is a paid app, but it's worth every penny to me. And you can literally write down anything you want. You can draw anything that you want on your iPad or your phone, and then you can use it in your marketing. So I just wanted to give you that practical little app. And I would just start researching, you know, best apps to use on social media, and then start playing with them and see what works for you. And ultimately, you're going to create your own little brand.
your own little signature, right?
Yeah.
I love that. So I had briefly touched on this earlier, but I'm wondering if you may be able to direct us in a certain way, because we are getting close to the end of the half hour here, and I want to respect your time.
Okay.
There's so many different social media sites out there, but I would say there's the big four, right? You know, the Twitter and the LinkedIn and the Facebook and I don't know.
The Insta and the Googles and the
Instagram, you know, stuff like that. There's the big 20,000, right? Yeah. How do I know what platform I should be spending my time on, or should I create an account on all four and just kind of do whatever?
Okay. There's like a two-part answer to this, I think. So I will give you the answer that is practical first. Any sort of aesthetically pleasing industry, interior design, beauty, that's really going to resonate on Instagram. And you can do Facebook ads, but Instagram is very image focused, very, very image focused. So anything that's going to be
maybe Pinterest.
What's that?
Maybe Pinterest.
Pinterest is great as well. Pinterest is more of the kind of like dream phase. You're not really going to get sales off that. But I actually, I don't want to shamelessly plug myself, but I have a Pinterest strategy that has been amazing. I've taken my clients from 0 views to like literally 500,000 impressions, and then tons of new website traffic. Pinterest, amazing for website traffic and brand awareness. Instagram, great for just kind of like a business card to show who you are and share that story. Facebook, great for ads and also personal relationships. I use my Facebook all the time on my personal page and get tons of business from it, because I'm Bethany and I have friends that talk about what I do and that need help. So using your Facebook on your personal page, way better than your business page. I barely even look at my business page, you guys, and I'm the content social media queen. So use your personal Facebook page. Don't always talk about your like your marketing or sales. It's more just about like, who are you and how can you help someone. So I would utilize Facebook for that. And then Twitter. Twitter, so pointless unless you join Twitter chats. And that has been amazing for some of my clients. And I would love to share more about it if we have time. If not, it's literally, you find your hour. There's like an hour-long Twitter chats. You find your industry type, find out what time those Twitter chats are. There's literally hundreds of thousands of people that join at that one time. So it's like from 12:30 to 1:30. You're talking to 100,000 people instead of just tweeting into the Twitterverse and wondering if anyone's even going to look at it, versus having this really engaged, awesome conversation for an hour with these people that are in your sphere. So that's Twitter. I can keep going off on all these tangents, but
what about LinkedIn? About LinkedIn?
Yeah, LinkedIn is it's more professional, and to be honest with you, I use it to share updates and be connected with my professional network. But I really don't see a return on investment with LinkedIn unless you're doing recruiting there. If you're, kind of recruiting and trying to find professionals for your company. But that's kind of, I guess, my understanding with a social media lens. I don't see people necessarily clicking to convert to a sale from LinkedIn. It's more of a professional connection. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we are coming at the end of the time. I do want to respect your time.
Yeah.
But how do people get in touch with you if they want to learn more?
Okay, so if you go to my website, it's called contentsocialmediaqueen.com. You can book a call with me anytime. Book a 15-minute call with me. It's directly on my website. Pick a time that's best for you, and we can talk. It's free, and I would love to chat with you. Any questions you have, I'm here.
Thank you so much. This is fantastic. Serious value-driven pop bombs, I guess you could say there. It seems so overwhelming to me, this world of social media, but I know it's so important. And it's just, man, what do we do? That ongoing question, like, what the heck do we do? Like, it's always changing. It's moving so fast.
Yeah, but I also just want to kind of encourage you not to put so much pressure on yourself to keep up with the Joneses, and find a groove, like what works for you, what platforms work for you, and just keep doing that. Test and measure. Look at the numbers. Don't worry about being on every single platform. Just do what works. Do what works for you.
Love it. I love it. So I was going to say, what would you recommend? Like leaving us with something that somebody can go after and take action on today. What would you recommend they do?
If you're a service-based industry, I'm a marketing really helpful tool you can do. Yelp and Google Business. Get those pages up and running immediately if you don't already have those. It's really important to be locally searched. If you're a local business, you don't necessarily need to have a website and have all these bells and whistles. You need to really figure out who you are, who you're servicing, are you doing it well, and send an email out, you guys. Send an email out to people that know about you, that might not know about you, family, friends, if you're just getting started, and say, thanks, Mark, and just say hi. Even just ask how they're doing. It's really just about communicating, keeping in touch with people. I would say practically, make sure you get those business pages up, and then just communicate, start the conversation, reach out, ask questions, just be a real person, be yourself,
I love it. Be authentic, be true to yourself. Yeah, great message. And I can't wait to spend more time with you. We are going to be spending more time with you. So thank you for all that you do. And if you can hold on one quick second, unless you have anything else to say before we wrap.
No, thanks everyone for joining. It was so great to be here, and thank you for having me, Jamie.
Oh my gosh, you're so welcome. All right, hold on one quick second. I'm so happy that we had Bethany Michaels on. She's fantastic. As she said, go ahead and schedule some time with her. Bethany Michaels, she's the owner of the Content Social Media Queen. She is the Content Social Media Queen, and you can learn more about her at going to contentsocialmediaqueen.com. You can also find her on Facebook. You can find her on LinkedIn, on Instagram. Go check her out, see her style, see what I was talking about with her little cursive writing things and stuff like that. It's super unique, super fantastic, and she's got an incredible heart and just an awesome person to be around. It's really good to work with those type of people, and that's who I try to surround myself with. And Bethany will definitely help stop the bottleneck in your business by going to talk with her. So without any further ado, I'll go ahead and wrap up today. Many thanks to Bethany Michaels. Thank you so much for your participation today. For those of you that didn't get a chance to get your questions answered, please ask away in the comments below, and I'll be sure to forward those off to Bethany or make the introductions. Highly encourage you to reach out to her. She's fantastic. So thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget, make your own ripple.